Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Women Issues. And thank you once again for joining us this afternoon. And this afternoon, I've got a special guest with me. Her name is Mrs. Titilope Akinyanju. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, it's a pleasure. And I'm just going to give you a little time to introduce yourself to the viewers.
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Mrs. Titilope Akinyanju. I am a counselor. I counsel at weddings or before weddings. I also work with the youth at church and children. I enjoy working with children most especially, and I enjoy what I do for a living as a chairperson or chief speaker at weddings.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And today I will be talking about something that they call bride price. Let me say it's common in Nigeria. I wouldn't say it's common in Africa, because I know some Africans don't collect bride price. So I would say bride price is very common in Nigeria. So before I go ahead, I would just like you to talk about that. What is bride price?
If you will permit me to put on my glasses.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
Bride price is an agreed fee by parents and family on a lady that is said to be married to a man. So there is going to be an agreement on how much to be paid and what is to go with the payment. But as a Christian, even in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 24, from verse 50 to like 62, when Isaac was meant to marry Rebekah, and the head of the servant of Abraham, Eliezer, when he brought out all the items for the marriage, he gave some money and some gifts to the brothers of Rebekah. I think like trespassing offering, Some gifts were given to the parents, to the father, to the mother, gold and silver. But Rebecca's parents didn't stipulate what they wanted. But because Abraham was very rich and blessed, he felt for his only son, everything should be done, in a way that will be pleasing to the bride-to-be's parents.
Yeah.
So bridal price is an agreed fee stipulated by both parents, agreed by family. But sometimes family can be very, very overbearing when it comes to bride price.
I know. There are times that when I come across some list of bride price, I'm like, are they for real? When I see some bride price, I'm like, some people just say like you're selling your daughter. So can we say when you collect the bride price from one parent, does that mean you've sold your daughter to them?
Bride price does not mean the daughter has been sold. In actual fact, some family will say, we don't want the bride price because we are not selling our daughter. Bride price should not be abused. It's a gift. It's just to show love that you cannot estimate how much I've spent on my daughter. You cannot calculate how much I've spent on my daughter to become a doctor or to become a social worker or any desired field she has decided to move on in her scope in life. No one can estimate it. So the bride price, in my own opinion, should be a token, willing an offering that is, from your heart, from your soul. No matter how little or how big it should be done, happily.
Like appreciation.
Yeah, like I'm happy to marry this lady. It's like, in my own opinion, a thank you for the parents that I am happy you have raised your daughter well, you have nursed her well, you are giving her to me. Now, this is my own way of saying thank you. It's not that you have sold your daughter to me.
Well, in the modern world that we are today, some men believed that if they've paid your bride price, they believe that you've been sold to them and they have a right to control you, to decide whatever it is that you want to be or you want to do. Is this right?
I think it's a wrong notion.
Okay.
I think it's abuse. When you are paying bride price to think you can now lord it over the woman because you have paid a price. No, you have married a woman or a man out of love.
Yeah.
You have not married because of the payment.
That you've paid.
Even in the olden days, people used to do trade by barter. It was not done in a monetary way, okay? Now, in these modern days, people should be enlightened. I think, in my opinion, parents should sit down from both sides and agreed. And they should state out the family rules that the fact that we have obtained a certain fee from you, we are taking the money out of love. It does not mean the lady has been sold to you. It does not give the husband the right to trample upon her or to treat her as a slave. It should be equal opportunity. They are complementary and supplementary to one another. So the woman should feel secured. That is what, as a Christian, that is what the Bible says. It says, enjoy the wife of your youth that you have married. So couple should grow together happily, aging together. You know, when you sit back, even when you are in maybe in your 60s together, may God, prolong our lives in good health and sound mind, you should sit back and say, we have done well, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that's my own opinion.
Okay. Thank you very much for that explanation. And I'm just going to go to the story of today. There's this lady that came in my inbox. She sent me an email that, hello Josephine, my name is so. Normally I don't like mentioning names and locations, just for their safety.
Okay.
So anytime you see me mentioning names on here, I want you to know I'm not mentioning the real name of my client, so I can protect their safety.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give her a name today. So let's just call her Ruth.
Okay.
So there's this lady called Ruth that came in my inbox. She said, Josephine, hello, good afternoon. My name is Ruth. I dated my husband for 3 years. After 3 years, we got married. And shortly after my marriage, my husband started demanding anal sex from me, which he never did throughout the years that we courted. I have always allowed him to have his way, just for me to have peace in my home.
To have, excuse me, sorry to be intrusive, to have his way, could you enlighten me?
I have always allowed him to have anal sex with me, just to have peace in my home. And which I always have pain after, and I always go to the hospital. And at the moment, I hardly sit down very well because the pain is unbearable. And right now, I'm 6 months pregnant, and I've been enduring this anal sex for the last 6 months. But right now, I cannot take it anymore. And when I told my husband that I'm tired of this anal sex. Anytime we have anal sex, I have to go to hospital to treat myself. To use the toilet now, it's unbearable because of the pain. I can't sit very well. Even co-workers at work have started asking me what is wrong with me because of the way I walk. And I can't even come out and say to them that this is what is going on in my home. And Josephine, I tried to talk to my dad about what is going on, but I couldn't tell my dad the main issue. I just told my dad that I don't think I want to stay married anymore. I think I want to leave this marriage. But to my surprise, my dad said, you can't come home because your bride price have been paid. And anytime I said no to my husband, he said, you don't have the right to say no to me because I paid your bride price. And the day I paid your bride price was the day your parents sold you to me. I have bought you from your parents. So if I want anal sex from you in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, you have no right to say no to me. So which is why I come up with the issue bride price. Should bride price be cancelled? Okay, let's take a look at a case. Our husband said, "You have no right to tell me no because I paid your bride price, and the day your parents collected your bride price was the day they sold you to me. So I have a right to ask for anything." He said, "I own your body, I own everything about you." Now, this lady is in pain. So now, I don't, but because when she said she spoke to her dad, the dad said, "You can come back home because your bride price have been paid." I'm like, in a case, what do we tell her to do? Presently, she's still in the hospital.
Okay. Josephine, could I ask you questions?
Yes, please go
Are
ahead.
they Christians?
Yes, they are.
If you permit me once again to go through my
That's fine.
through my diary.
Yeah.
If we are Christians, God has made love making. He has created it for the enjoyment of married couples.
Yeah.
So a woman and a man, they are both meant to enjoy the love making without pain. It should be pain free. And I'm talking as a Christian now. In 2 Timothy 2, I think verse 22, the Lord said something about lustfulness. He says we should, yeah, I'll get it. He says we want to flee all kinds of sexual sins. So the fact that we are married does not mean we cannot indulge in sexual sins. As Christians, this
I want you to repeat what you just said, Ma. Because we are married, most people don't get
yeah,
that.
because we are married, we should not involve in lust. Lust is different from love.
Thank you very much.
In love, you both agree. Anytime, any day, anywhere in your house, you enjoy it. But when it comes to lust, it's only one person that is enjoying it. The man is lusting after anal sex. He's not thinking of the damage he's doing to the woman. The woman is being to the hospital. She's even hospitalized now. And he's still saying he wants to go on with the anal sex. In this day, in UK, it is abuse.
It is.
In fact, it is rape. Two consenting adults. She has not consented. He has used something, to lord it over her that this marriage is over if you don't allow me to have anal sex. But he's not thinking of her. He's not thinking of her well-being. If he damages her, will he be married to the damaged goods? And the fact that he paid the bride price does not mean the woman doesn't have a right to say, "Can I not do this, please?" So the guy, I'll suggest he sees a counselor. Since he was not doing this before they got married, and they now got married, and he started doing the anal sex that is detrimental to the wife's health, I think something should be done. There is a cry for help, because if her backside is damaged, it means she'll be wearing pad for life. She'll be suffering from incontinence, So I think the guy should get it clear. Do I want a woman? Am I a straight guy? Did I marry her for love? She's not his slave. So he shouldn't say to her, "How can I say to my husband that I'm in pain?" And he looks into my eyes and tells me, "I paid your price." I'm not an entity. Even cars that we bought, we treat the cars with respect.
Of course.
We're
not gonna move.
Yeah, we insured the car. We do MOT on the car. Now, if this woman's body is being damaged, I think the best thing for her is to ask the husband to go for help. She too needs help, and if the parents are not ready to help, she's the only helper. She's the only one that can stand her grounds and say, "No, I can't take it no more." By now, I'm sure the parents must have finished spending the bride price they collected on her.
You know, the question that she asked me that she wants the public to help her with is she's tired of this marriage. And I told her, I think you need to complain to your family. Let your parents know what's going on. Let them know what your husband is
Absolutely.
demanding from you.
Yeah.
This is not the time to hide away. This man is damaging you. He is damaging you.
She's
Because at the end of the day, if your backside got bigger than the normal way it's supposed to be, this man is not going to enjoy it anymore. Then obviously he's going to go out.
I agree with you, Josephine. Even in the secular world, those that are not Christians, those that have other faith, we should respect each other's body.
That's it.
You cannot damage me. It means the guy is feeding into his ego. He enjoys the anal sex. She is in pain. She's really in pain. Even in the secular world, she or the abused have must stand up and say, I can't take it. I can't take this no more. It's better for her to be alive, in good health, than to stay married to a maniac who is damaging her and who doesn't see the consequences. He doesn't feel her pain. We should feel each other's pain. What gives the man pleasure should not give me pain, and what gives me pain should not give him pleasure.
Of course.
So I think he's lost, which is a hateful driver.
You know, she said to me that Josephine, the only person that understands what I'm going through right now is my doctor, and that is why she's hospitalized me. She said, even though I'm not sick, I'm only feeling pain from the backside. But because I explained and I told her what's going on, so she's actually put me in the hospital just to stay away from my husband. And now my husband wants me home. He's been threatening me. It's either I come home or be ready to leave the marriage. And my parents are telling me, don't come home. Your bride price. You know, there's this proverb that our parents use. Once they pay your bride price, they're like, you have no room in my house anymore. And you know what? I just want to say to parents, irrespective of the amount someone has paid on your daughter, please stop telling us we have no rights to come back home when something is wrong outside. Where do you want us to go? If you're not there for us, what do you expect to be there? Number, I see my own parent as my role model. I'm not going to go outside and look at someone else and say, you are my role model. My parent has to be my number one role model. So for me to even go out and speak to someone, I will have to speak to my parents.
Can I just chip in here, Josephine?
Yes, you can.
The lady in question cannot use the hospital as a shelter forever.
It has to.
She has to take a grip of her life.
Yeah.
Even if her parents are not supportive, maybe her parents, maybe they feel they cannot refund the money. The first thing I'll advise her to do is sit back and think, what do I want to do? Am I happy in this marriage?
Yep.
For how long will I endure this hardship? For how long can I cope? I can't take it no more. She's going to say no with her own actions and the steps she has taken. The doctor cannot have her for years on end.
No,
she can't go hiding for years on end. She's got her life to live. So my own advice to her, and for women who are facing such, because I'll see it as abuse and is rape, because it's no longer two consenting adults, because if somebody's using bride price as a hold. So if my parents cannot refund the bride price, it's either I pay back the bride price myself or take a loan
to pay it back.
If it doesn't change.
That's it.
If it doesn't change, if he's not willing for me to live in peace with him, if he's not willing to make me happy, the best thing for me to do is for me to go on my own separate way. If he wants his money back, it's either she pays in installments, okay? And since she doesn't have supportive parents, she has to stand firm and support herself, because she's got a whole life ahead of her. Okay?
The first question I asked her is, how financially independent are you? And she said, Josephine, I work. I earn as much as my husband. I said, and that's the first thing. Because when I say to people that are going into marriage, don't go into marriage because you see other people going into marriage. You have to be financially independent before you go into marriage. I say it to people, but most women don't understand the reason why I say this. We all say that marriage is bed of roses. There are times that things will be good, and there are times that things will be the other way. When things are in the other way, then you can stand on your ground and look after yourself.
Well, Josephine, could I say something, please?
Yes.
Life is give and take.
Yeah.
If I'm enjoying something, I remain in what I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
If I'm no longer enjoying it, if I'm not enjoying it any further, I pull out. My advice to this lady is for her to sit down with her husband and say, you know what? I can't be a damaged good forever. In order for me to look after this child that I'm carrying and be a mother and witness the goodness of my children and to have to give you more children, you cannot damage me any further. Howbeit, if you want anal sex continuously and it's detrimental to my own health and you are enjoying it, I think we have to go on our separate ways.
She says she's tried to talk to him several times, and the only thing he keeps mentioning is, I paid your bride price, I own you.
The bride price has to be refunded. It has to be refunded.
She said, Josephine, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. Then I said to her, I don't think you need to be confused. Yeah, you want the public to help you. I'm going to bring your matter home, and then you can hear the public's opinion. And to me, like you said, you're financially okay. And I know you're watching me right now. And believe me, this lady is still in hospital as she's still in hospital. And the one thing I say to her, your well-being is very important to you. Say, no one is going to look after your health for you, apart from you. If you cannot look after yourself, then tell me, how are you going to look after that unborn baby in your tummy?
Exactly.
I say, women, when it comes to well-being, we have to be very selfish.
We should get a grip of ourselves.
Oh, seriously, we have to be very selfish. You say, it's only when you're mentally stable you can do things.
That's it.
I agree with only you. When you're if you're not, what do you want to do if you're not mentally stable? So I told her, number one, you need to run away from this man. Because you need to get your sanity back.
That's it.
You are in pain. One thing they say, love is kind.
Yes. Love is patient.
Love is patience. Love is not. People say love is forgiving. Don't get it wrong. I always say to people when they say love is forgiving, love is only forgiving when you're not trying to kill me.
Josephine, love is not a serial offender.
It's not.
Love, yes, love is thoughtful.
It is.
Love does not put himself first. Yes. Love thinks especially of the feelings of the other person.
That's it.
Like I said, love is different from lust. If a man loves a woman, or if a woman loves a man, they work in partnership. Her pain or his pain will be yours.
That's it.
You wouldn't want to see this person wriggling in pain. Ouch, ouch. How does that give you peace?
And you're telling me that love is forgiving, but there are some kind of forgiveness. See, people misquote this love is forgiving. Most especially when men are coming to beg, they always use this phrase, love is forgiving. Oh yes, love is forgiving, but please, let us talk. What kind of forgiveness are you talking about? There are some forgiveness that you don't even mention love. When you're trying to harm me, you're telling me that love is forgiving. I'm sorry, I can't forgive you on this.
In case of, like we're talking about this lady, the guy is taking advantage of her. The guy is harming her. And she too is now turning indirectly into a self-harmer. Because you are agreeing. She's agreeing for him to have his way because of the bride price. Okay, if it's because of the bride price, my opinion is give him back the bride price for you to have a good life, for you to be able to nurture that child, for you to be able
one thing
to start another life.
When I asked her the sex of a baby, she said she's having a girl. And I asked her, you can't stand up for yourself. How are you going to stand up for your daughter in the future? Please tell me. Are you going to tell your daughter to go through this pain you are also going through?
I think she has to tackle the issues she has at hand from the roots. Go to her parents. If her parents say no, she can't come back. Since she's financially buoyant, let her rent her own place, okay? Let her take a grip of her life. Let her restart her own life. Let her go back, start a new foundation. I'm not saying women shouldn't endure. If
there are type of endurance.
There are different types of endurance.
There are different type of
if
endurance.
you are struggling financially and you see it sincerely that your spouse too is thriving,
that one is different.
It's different from what is detrimental to somebody's health. What breaks me. I'm sure when he's having when he's having her she's not even enjoying it. She's crying. It's meant to be enjoyed.
It's gotten to the point that even her co-workers are starting to ask her, why are you working this way? It's gotten to the point that she has to start going to she has to start visiting hospitals. It has got to the point that even when she goes to use the toilet, she is in pain.
Josephine, my advice to this lady in question and to other ladies who are facing this violence, because I'll call it violence, I'll call it rape, I'll call it character assassination. He is assassinating her character. He will so break her. So the money she's using to pay to doctors, I think she should take that such money and use it to rebuild her own life. If she has money to pay hospital bills, instead of hiding, making hospital her banner, the hospital cannot be her banner for life. She should just come out of the hospital. She should have planned her life before coming out of the hospital. Now that she's still in the hospital, she should have a meeting that, look at it. She should open the page, his can of worms, how it has damaged her. I think they should even invite the doctor.
The husband.
Okay? The husband, the doctor should be there. Parents should be there.
To show
them what he has done to her.
That's it.
In the name of
love.
Bride price. It's not love.
It's
Bride
price.
price. This guy is driven by lust.
There is something. At times I see women that say they enjoy anal sex. You know what? I'm not condemning you. It's your choice.
That's it.
I'm not don't get me wrong. I'm not here to condemn or criticize any women that enjoys anal sex. It is your body. It is your choice, and whatever it is you're comfortable doing with your body, please do it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But one thing, let's take it back to the Christian roots. If sex were meant for the back, I'm just gonna, it's too raw. If sex were meant for the back, we will be having babies from the back. It's not meant for the back, it's for the front. That's why we have babies through the front. So I don't know where this anal sex comes up from. That men just wake up one day and they're like, this is where I want it.
Marriage, can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Marriage is an institution of God and is to be taken seriously with respect, okay? It's what happens at home that we transfer out into the society.
Mm-hmm.
This lady in question that is broken, she may not, you have said that she's not standing properly at work.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it will affect her capacity, It will affect her self-esteem, because this man will be cajoling her that if I cannot have you, no, another man cannot have you. That's why I said, for my own opinion, my opinion in solution is for all parents to sit down. The doctor sits down with them. The husband should be in the meeting, and she will say, I cannot hide in the hospital for long. And this goes for all other women and for parents listening to us, please. We know you are our parents, but with due respect, when it comes to things affecting us or things damaging us, I think you should just put aside the bridal price or how much they have spent on the wedding day. Okay? You should just think of the well-being of the woman. Okay? The man, he should not be a chauvinist. We are in partnership together. So this lady in question, there should be a meeting. And she should tell them, this is how I'm feeling. Excuse me, I can't take this no more. Because it's my body. I'm the one at the receiving end. I know what is happening to me. It should not be about the bride price. It's not about the man. It's about both of them. Like I said, the man is driven by lust. The guy is self-conceited. The guy is a rapist. The guy is a control freak. Because when God ordained marriage, He made it for man and woman. He said, I'm speaking as a Christian now. He said, go and multiply. Go into the world. God say, even in Song of Songs, I'm speaking as a Christian now, chapter 4. Solomon, was it Solomon? Yes, Solomon's wife to be was dreaming that I'm getting married to a king or a prince. What will it be? The Bible talks about about romance, that they were really romantic.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Songs of Solomon chapter 4, they started the intimacy with romance, which means I am happy, you are happy, before we now go into the intimacy. Okay, so it's meant to be enjoyed. Although God did not give a format, the Bible did not say this is how it's meant to be done, but He gave guidelines, like I said in 2 Timothy verse 22. He gave guidelines to in Genesis that go ye and multiply. So we shouldn't abuse the grace of God. We shouldn't abuse our spouse. So, folks, ladies and gentlemen, marriage is meant to be enjoyed by both parties, not one person.
Thank you very much. You know,
You're
someone
welcome.
brought something to my attention I think it was on Instagram, on Instablog Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, it was just a few days after this lady came to me, and it's similar to a case. There was a guy on Instablog that killed his wife
Okay.
because of sex.
Killed her because of sex?
Yes.
Could you expatiate, please?
Yeah. What I read, I had it on my phone. I had to save it. That although is in the police station now, is in police detention now, they said that he beat his wife to the point that she had to give up the ghost. And they asked him why. He said because she was refusing me sex. And she said that she has no right to refuse me sex because, I quote, I paid a bride price.
Okay, could I just...
That comes up. Do you see that this is bride price again? I'm going to let you speak. I'm like, I paid a bride price. That so she has no right to refuse me sex. The question is, as a woman, are we not allowed to tell our husband, I'm tired, I need rest tonight?
Even a car that does not speak. When your car breaks down, will you take a sledgehammer and destroy the car?
No way.
No, you fix the car, you call the mechanic, or you take it to the workshop. I want to say she must have been allowing him to have his way. A man cannot just wake up one day and beat his wife,
Because of sex.
till she gives up the ghost.
Yeah.
This must have been happening a long time, and she didn't call for help. Some men are sick. They look for time that is not suitable for the woman.
Yeah.
They study her that, oh, this woman is tired. So when she declines lovemaking or sex, they raise their fist of fury. They turn her to a sparring partner and they begin to punch her. Now, this man must have been doing it a long time ago.
Of course, obviously.
And she must have been condoning it. Okay? So, my advice to those who are experiencing such is, if a man has to beat you before he makes love to you, you need help. Go for help. Both of you need counseling. Because some men, it tickles their fancy when you are begging for your life, when you are crying. That's what drives them. That's what winds them up sexually. It motivates them. So it's a sickness. I can't place my name. It has a name. I can't say it now. I don't have it. But it's a sickness. So if such is happening in your relationship, ask for help. Go for help. And if the man is not willing to, I think you should leg it. Like my children will say, when there's trouble, leg it. Even the Bible says, I'm talking as a Christian now, the Bible says, flee from all appearances of evil. That is an appearance of evil.
It is.
Why would you panabit my body? Why will you turn me to a broken, you turn me to like your potato mash before you now climb on me? What is the decency in that? What is the enjoyment? When we are meant to consume one another and have fun and say thank you.
You know, when someone brought this issue to this case to my attention on Insta blog, I had to go back to the other lady that said, I want you to go on Insta blog Ninja. I want you to go and read this. This lady didn't have the time to run. She's dead now.
Oh, so
But you still have the time to think about what you want to do.
I think
I told her.
Josephine.
And I'm good. Hold on, ma. And the thing is it that we need to nurture or train our men?
I think
That we have to let them know when they are getting into marriage. Say, she is your wife.
some women too
there is
abuse
something
their
they
husbands.
call, say, without gas, you can't have fire. Even when you're cooking with firewood, the moment the firewood burns finish, the fire is off. So I want you to know, even though we are like this, okay, let's look at it this way. As a mother, as a woman, we go to work. I may not be working 37.5 hours the same as you. I might be doing, let me say I'm doing 16 hours. I have got 2 kids. Even you, that you are my husband, you're also my baby. That makes 3 babies in the house and 1 adult. Men are babies, whether they like it or not. I call them babies. So that means we have 3 babies and 1 adult in the house. You go to work, you do 37.5. I go to work, I do 16 hours. I come back home, I look after the kids, I make sure the house is clean and tidy. I cooked, I put the kids
There should be
to bed.
division of labor.
You know what I mean? Then you come back, I put your dinner on the table, and when it's bedtime, if I am tired, I believe I have the right to say, honey, please, I'm tired tonight.
Absolutely.
Can we do it early tomorrow morning? But right now, seriously, I need to sleep. And I believe a man should be considerate enough to understand what we mothers we do, and to say, you know what, it's fine, honey, go to bed.
Ah.
But I just don't understand it. When some men, is it that all these men, were they trained, they did not take the training, or they just choose
The Bible
to
says
to become who they want to be?
I think it's choice.
It's a choice.
If I want to become an engineer, I have to be very good at separate science.
That's it.
If I want to become a social worker, I know the courses I have to take to go get into the university. I think it boils down to parents. We parents, we should learn more on parenting skills. When we give birth to children, 2 boys, 2 girls, the girls will be in the kitchen, the boys will be playing. I think we should train our children, because if you have your boys, you say, oh, a woman's place is in the kitchen, you are not training the boys. When they grow up, they have the body of a man, they have the soul, the heart of a boy. Babies giving birth to babies, babies getting married.
The body of a man,
Yeah,
and the soul of a boy.
the Bible says, if the foundation is destroyed,
It's faulty.
what can the righteous do? Can I say this? All parents, we should endeavor to train all our children, whether female or male. We should tell them about the task that is ahead of them. We look for grammar schools for our children. We want them to go to the best of the best. We don't want them to go to rundown schools.
Yeah.
We get them extra teachers at home to teach them. We go swimming with them. We go for parenting evening. So we should teach these children how to be real men and women responsible in the near future. Okay? So can I just say that our parents now, there's everything, there's the social media. Anything you don't know, if you are not a Christian, Google it. And I'm sure different faith will preach how to be a nice person, how to be a nice woman, how to be a nice man. And I will suggest that before couples get married, they go for proper counseling.
Okay.
Counseling helps a lot.
I'm just quickly going to comment. In this lady's case, she said that they dated for 3 years. And this is a man that hid his identity for 3 years. And now, I'm not going to blame this lady. I wouldn't say she didn't do her own work very well, to be honest, because she dated for 3 years. There is no way she could have. She said that, to be honest, this man is not abusive towards her. He's a nice, caring gentleman. Just only this anal sex is the
That
problem.
is why
And this is the man that never asked her for that.
Hmm.
For 3 years that they dated. So there is no way she would have known that this is going to occur in our marriage. So, I know men pretend, women pretend. But in this case, what should we do? Okay, what advice do you have for this lady in question? She should stay.
the
Or
advice
it's time
I
for her
have
to
for her
leave.
is like my mother would say. She will say, "You have the knife, you have the yam or the potato, so you can cut it to any shape you want.
Want?
Okay, you see that you make plain yam or you make fried yam out of it, but the knife is in your hands. Her life is in her hands.
So whichever way you want to cut it.
Yes, she should take a decisive step, because if she doesn't take a decisive step, she's going to nosedive. Okay, the decisive steps she's meant to take: ask the man while she's still in the hospital now to sit down, like I said earlier on. The parents sit down. If they're not willing to come, she sits down because it's her life. The man sits down. The doctor will advise, these are the consequences of your action towards your wife. In other words, if you damage her backside, she may not be able to sit. She will have to put on pad for the rest of her life, because the elastos, that thing will lose its elasticity. Okay? And
that's
as a
it.
matter of fact, you are both meant to enjoy. Since she's not enjoying, it's rape. So if the man does not want to come to terms with the woman, I will suggest that instead of having more sicknesses, instead of having further abuse, I think they should just go on their separate ways. The man should go for help.
Thank you very much.
They can take like a holiday.
Yeah.
So when the man has been counseled and he has accepted the counseling, because it's for one to go for counseling, it's for you to take it on board. Okay? So I would advise that they start the courtship again separately.
Thank you very much. For me, I'm just going to add something to what you've just said. Number one, I'm going to say to you, you have been deceived in this marriage. Firstly, because like they say, love don't lie. You have been deceived because this man hid his identity from you for good 3 years till you got married, and I don't know why people do such a thing. And I'm not gonna blame our parents on this, because most of all these acts were learned when they were in school. Believe me, when they were in school, when they join all this gang, they learn a lot of things like, big boys, this is what is trending, this is what is going on. Do you get what I mean? Most parents don't even know what their sons and daughters are capable of
Doing.
Believe me, most parents don't even know. So which is why I say, when someone is a good person, they are a good person, and if they are bad, they are bad. See, in life there is a choice between life and death. There is a choice between giving up and like, I don't want to give up. You have the right to choose one. You can easily say, you know what, I want to give up. And you can easily say to yourself, I refuse to give up. I'm going to rise against all odds. You know what I mean? So most of all these things, they were learned from bad gangs, bad friends. Their parents don't even know. So I'm not going to blame all parents on this. But I would still say to all parents, prayers works. Say, do not get tired of praying for your children. Even though they might be 10, 50,000 miles away from you. But I tell you, prayer works. Prayer can work for them wherever they are.
I told
Because
you.
the Bible said that the devil is
a liar.
is a lion that is out to devour people.
Yes.
And until the devil have its way in your life, devil don't step back. But when you put on the full whole armor of God, the devil will have anywhere to penetrate in your life. Which is why I say to mothers, never stop praying for your children, no matter where they are. Bad gangs can influence them. Bad friends can influence them. I believe this man in question, it's something he learned. Believe me, it's something he learned maybe from friends when he was in school, from secret courts and all this. And have you tried this? You need to try it.
Now some people can be curious, not just men
They
and
just want
women.
to try it.
Because we've heard something, we want to do it. Have you really sit back to say, it's really is really what are the consequences? Okay, I will say something. Manners make it man.
Yeah.
One of Shakespeare's proverbs, he says, "The eye does not see itself except by reflection or by some other means." Probably men that act like that, or women that abuse their husbands, and the men that abuse their wives, or anyone that abuses his or her spouse, maybe they have not really sit down to say, what am I doing? Who am I? Somebody else, a third party, has not really sit them down to say, this is what you are doing. It has no other name. It is bad. Parents too should revisit. After the traditional marriage, after the church weddings, they should still keep on the parenting skills.
Of course.
By praying for those who have faith, and by admonishing them, by listening to both sides. There are two sides to a coin. Don't say one person is having a go, one person is enjoying in two partnership, and you say the other should endure. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. For how long? You can endure some things in marriage. Probably, maybe when you have financial strain, you endure for a while, then you boost back, you bounce back, okay? You can endure. Maybe you are living in a one flat bedroom, you can endure, you live within your space. But some things cannot be endured. Sometimes they say endurance wins, but it depends on what you are enduring. As long as what you are enduring is not detrimental to your health, to your state of mind, it's endurance. But if it breaks, it's no longer endurance.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I just want to say the things we women we do for love. It's high time we open our eyes. Believe me, the things we do for love. When I read some stories, I'm like, what is this? Is all because of love?
Yeah. It's not only when you are.
Things we do for love.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Josephine,
we women, we are the opposite of what we say.
You are talking about women. There are some men too that are facing abuse.
I know.
Let's be diverse now. Do you know we are saying women? What about other men? So let's use the word spouse. In other words, if you are a man and you are being abused, or a woman you are being abused, abuse is abuse. Don't think some women don't abuse. I've seen a woman that beats up her husband.
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, so
in fact, I have a lot in my inbox that I need to treat the case.
This scope is widened.
It is.
This counsel is widened to both men and women. So if you are in an abusive relationship, whether married or you are living together, not married, or you are dating and there is abuse, the best thing is to go for counseling. You need help. If the help does not change it, I think the best way is for you to separate instead of having death on our hands.
Thank you very much.
We don't want our parents crying over us.
Much. And you know what, to end this topic, I've got like 10-15 minutes to treat the other case.
Yeah.
And you know what, I'm just going to say to you, I know you're right on the hospital bed. I hope we've said enough to convince you that you are in the wrong place. I'm not saying you don't love your husband, but if truly you love your husband needs to seek help. And you know what? You can't be close to him when he's seeking his help. Because number one, your health, your well-being has to be very important to you. And you need to take that very, very serious. Because at the end of the day, if your backside is disorganized, let me just use the word disorganized, this man is going to go and look for someone else.
Yeah.
So which is why I said that the things we women need to do for love, we need to think twice. Please, someone loving you, it's not the end of life. Not having someone to love you, it's not also the end of life. You loving yourself should be your first priority in life. I'm going to say it again. You loving yourself should be your first priority. Don't wait for someone to love you before you love yourself. And if you really love yourself, you will stay away from your husband now before he destroys you. I hope I'm not saying leave your husband.
No.
But
It's an
You,
opinion.
you know
It's
the
an
right thing to do.
Yeah, because
You know this thing. If this thing is killing you, please, like we say, we don't want more deaths in marriage. Enough is enough.
take
A
a grip
woman just
of
died
yourself.
just because of the name of bride price, and I hope we won't find you in
Could
that
I
same
just say
situation.
something before we round up about the bride
Yeah.
price? I think all the kings, the chiefs, the ballets, should now sit and do and revisit the constitution on bride
this
price.
bride price thing. Seriously, in Cameroon, they don't. A friend was telling me last night that Josephine, do you know we don't pay bride price in Cameroon simply because our parents leaves our doors open for us in case when things don't go right, we have the right to come back home. And seriously, I loved it. I'm not gonna. Yes. So I go. You can't maltreat. I'm someone's child.
Yeah, I
If you
know.
start maltreating me, seriously, I want to pack my bags and go back to my
I
parents'
think
house.
we should just revisit
They need
the
to revisit
constitution
this issue
and
of bride price.
of bride
thing.
price, and it should be well laid down,
Yeah.
reorganized, so that people will not abuse it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's given out of joy,
Yeah.
out of love,
Out of
so
love.
it shouldn't be a destructive tool.
No. Thank
To
you.
use.
Thank you very much. And I've got 10 minutes before I round up to visit my next story. And my next story this afternoon is there is a lady else as well. Always ladies, don't worry. I've got stories of men as well in my inbox. I'm just waiting when it's their turn that I can, treat their cases. It's turn by turn. I've got more than 600 stories in my mails, believe me.
Oh, you're busy.
I don't even know where to start from. At times when I read stories, I'm like, oh God, how do I deal with this issue? And this afternoon, I've got 10 minutes to treat this, so I'm just gonna be really fast about this one. And there's a lady that came in my inbox. She said, Josephine, my name is Sholade. Like I said, I don't use real names and real locations
Because of confidentiality.
Yes. So I need to protect their privacy and the safety. So Josephine, my name is Sholade. So we were born right here in UK, but we were taken back to Nigeria to do our secondary school. So we lived with our uncle, which is our dad's younger brother. So while we lived there, I've seen my dad's younger brother abuse my sister on several occasions, to the point that I knew that she got pregnant and she had to abort twice.
Wow.
For him. But after we finished, I came to UK. She was left alone. She was left back in Nigeria.
With the
I came back
abusive
to
uncle.
UK with the abusive uncle. But now my younger sister is married. She has a child for her husband. But the issue is her marriage is about to hit the rock. Because her husbands complain that whenever it's time for them to go to bed, to have the normal intimacy between husband and wife, this is when
Catalog of excuses.
we start cooking. She cooks at night. She doesn't cook during the day.
It's all catalog of excuses.
She cooks at night. She do the washing at night. She reads at night. And now this has been going on for the last 3 years in our marriage.
There must be
And
something
the
she's
husband
done
said,
for-
you know what, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
My wife runs away from me when it's time for us to get intimate. Even us having this child, in fact, heaven nearly came down. Because to have sex with my wife, it's struggle. She didn't tell me anything. I don't know what's going on. This is a husband telling the wife's family that this is what is going on in his
He
house.
sincerely loves her.
And now he can't take it anymore. He wants to back out of the marriage.
Okay.
So our sister said, Josephine, I know what is going on with my sister. But the thing is, I know she's been traumatized. She needs time to heal. And now, I think I want to break the silence. If I should tell the husband what happened to my sister, will he not end up leaving my sister?
I think.
And the second one is, if I should also raise the alarm and tell my family, am I not going to break the family? But this is my dad, my father, younger brother I'm talking about, that abused my younger sister. So now this lady wants the public to advise her on what to do. If she should break the silence or just keep quiet. So she said either she break the silence or not, the husband is ready to leave the marriage. And that at the same time, she knows her sister is suffering, that she needs help. So she wants the public to advise her on what to do.
The first thing I'll say to the lady that was abused by her uncle, she she should please go for counseling. She needs to go.
She needs to get
She
healed.
needs to get healed. Since the perpetrator started it since she was in secondary school.
Yeah.
If it were in UK, this uncle
Will be
will,
behind bars.
will be thrown behind bars. But it's such a pity that it happened in Africa. And I'm sure it happened about 10, 15 years ago.
Of course.
But what in way forward is what we are looking for.
Yeah.
Because they cannot try the uncle. They want to save the marriage. You want to save the family. How about the
The lady
person,
in question.
the lady in question? We have to save her. Okay? What I will refer her to is she should go to her doctor, her GP. Her GP will listen to her, and her GP will tell her who to see, the kind of psychologist to see. Okay? Once she has done that, I think if they are Christians, they should really pray so that the husband will be supportive, so that he wouldn't judge her.
If the man loves her, I believe he won't judge her.
Prayers can move mountains.
Yeah.
She should pray and she should come out that this is why I've been acting this way. Please. And the man too will go for counseling. So now you wouldn't have a dysfunctional family. Now you said they have a child.
Yeah, they have a child together.
They have a child together. The best thing for them to do is leave that old man, because nothing can happen in Nigeria. But if it were here in the UK, the man will be tried. The man will be tried. But we are saying we want to save family. Even if they don't tell the family, if they don't want to break the family, we shouldn't break this woman further. So she should go to her GP, open up to her GP. Her GP will signpost her. Then I think she actually needs the support of her husband, because it's the man that has blown the whistle now. The man has blown the trumpet that why is she in the evening when it's time to have fun, that is the time she brings in all the chores. She's hiding under the canopy of these chores, which means she's not enjoying love making. That means anytime the man wants to have her, she sees this uncle. So in order for her for her lifestyle to be corrected, in order for her to have a good life, a better life, she should visit her GP. And I think the man should know. If the man sincerely loves her, he should wait and work in partnership with her.
What you're saying is a sister should raise the alarm.
The sister should tell her, because if they raise an alarm in Nigeria, they will just say, "Oh,
no." The thing is, this lady in question, she has the right to move to UK. She can easily move to UK with her family.
Oh.
So I'm like, number one, let's talk about change of environment. I think she should move with her family, but before moving, she needs to tell her husband what's going on with her.
First of all, she has to check, can his personality take it?
Yeah.
That is why I said she should pray for the man, to be able to handle all the kind of worms she wants to open. Sometimes when you are heavily laden, when you have a lot, and you pour it out, even to a stranger,
Yeah.
you feel better, you feel light,
you feel relieved.
So she should pray that if they are faith people, she should pray to God to make the man see from her point of view, since she was a child, for crying out loud. It's her life now. If the man really loves her, he helps her rebuild her life. Okay? It's about her rebuilding her life and getting her life back. Let's just leave this uncle.
To me, I would say to the elder sister, I think I'll say to you that you should raise the alarm. Because one thing is, depression can kill. And I want you to know that your younger sister is depressed.
Can she handle the scandal if she raises the alarm? Let's see from both sides.
Oh, hold on. I don't want to think about that man, because that man, the uncle, is a disgusting old man. Seriously. How could you look? I would say this girl is your daughter. Your brother's daughter is your daughter. How could you look at your brother's daughter and looked at her and you like, you know what, I'm
That's
going to have
even
sex?
incest.
That's disgusting. So seriously, whatever happens between the family, I don't really care about this man. The only person I care about is this lady in question.
That is why
because the more you hide away from the truth, the more she's dying slowly.
That's why
whether you come out or not, this husband is ready to leave the marriage. Why not come out and save your sister? Because I want you to know that your sister is dying slowly. The pressure, no, because this man in question already breaks this family years ago by doing what he was not supposed to do.
Okay.
This family has been broken years ago. It's just that they did not see that it's been broken.
My own opinion is I will focus on the lady's recovery. What are the things that can make her recover? If you blow things out of proportion with this man, okay, he will only prostrate and say, "I'm sorry." I'm sorry enough for the lady, okay? If more people here, will it bring her peace? If spreading the gospel of what the man has done will make her feel better, I'll say yes.
Okay.
But if her husband's personality or her personality
I think
cannot,
we should call the lady in question and speak to her
first, because if her personality cannot handle the headlines this story is going to bring out, it will damage her further. Okay.
See, the thing is, I know what it is to be abused because I've also been abused in the past. Do you understand? So until when I spoke to someone, until when I talked, that was when, see, there is no amount of drug you can take that will heal you. Believe me, when it comes to being abused, there is no amount of drug that will take that will heal you. Until you speak up, there is power in speaking up. Until this lady speaks up, believe me, see, when you speak up, you shame this man. That means that this man has no control over your life anymore.
Is it about naming and shaming or about recovery?
You have to. There's this feeling it gives you, like, you know what, yes, I'm over you. It is done, it is settled, I don't live in my past anymore. So I would say to you, speak to your younger sister.
Let's ask
if
her.
She's okay
going
to the family to talk about it, or to the husband,
it.
then go ahead. You understand? But speak to her first, because she is the owner of the story. She's the one it happens to. So speak to her first. Then from there, you take it on board and whatever you want to go. And I wish you quick recovery. And I pray that you have the power to speak up. Because when it comes to abuse, the only healing you have is to speak up. Believe me, don't screw yourself with depression drugs. Depression drugs only suppress it. It doesn't work that long.
No.
So, you know what? So I'm just going to give you like 2 minutes to round up today. So what advice do you have for her?
My advice for her is
quiet.
Her recovery lies in her hands.
Yeah.
Let's weigh the scope. Can she handle when the big exposure, when it's blown, into the air? Can she handle it? So her recovery should be, I can handle it or I cannot handle it.
Yeah.
Okay? If more people here, if it makes her feel better, let her have it her way. So let her handle her recovery in the way that best suits her. Okay? But I would advise she tells her husband. Okay? Then she goes to a doctor who will signpost her to the proper avenue for help. She needs counseling. She's broken. She needs to be mended. Okay? So if her recovery means whether she loses the husband, as long as she's better, okay? She has a whole life ahead of her.
If her husband loves her, there is no way.
That's what I'm saying, that they should go on their knees first and pray that the man's personality should be able to handle the truth. But the uncle in question is, I would say, is very, very secondary.
It's not to be thrown behind bars.
Yeah, it's not an elementary case.
It needs to be thrown behind bars. You know what? Even when she speaks up, I want every family members to take their daughters away from this man. Seriously. So you know what? I'm just gonna say thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming today. I really have enjoyed myself today, and thank you for your lovely comments and your bits. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed every bit of it. And to my lovely viewers at home, thank you so much for watching today. I will see you same time next week. Stay tuned. I love you. God bless you. I still remain your wonderful host. Love you, beautiful, humble Josephine. Bye for now. God bless you.
Bó ti yá gbogbo aláyẹyẹ pẹ̀lú ní pátì àti ilé ìjọsìn. Bẹ́fẹ́ ṣe polówó. Heritage TV. La 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 la. Heritage TV. Wọ́n bẹ nílùú London o. Heritage TV. Wọ́n fọwọ́ wọn sọ̀yà o. Heritage TV.
Ẹ̀yin aráàlú London, ǹjẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ pé iléeṣẹ́ Heritage TV tún ti gbé àrà tuntun yọ o? Gbogbo àríyá yín pátápátá la ó máa bá yín polongo rẹ̀ jákèjádò gbogbo ayé, ká máa ṣayẹyẹ ní London, ká sì máa wò l'Amẹ́ríkà, ní Nàìjíríà àti káàkiri àgbáyé lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ àti lójú kan náà, bó jẹ́ lórí fídíò tàbí lórí photograph tó mọ́lẹ̀ yékéyéké. Heritage TV ní bàbá o. Gbogbo àwọn ayẹyẹ yín bí ọjọ́ ìbí, ìsìnkú àgbà, ìgbéyàwó, àjọ̀dún ilé ìjọsìn yín, Heritage Television ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ tààràtà. Ìlú London la wà, United Kingdom la tẹ̀dó sí. Ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 020-800-46100 tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ alátagbà wa ayẹyẹ@heritagetv.co.uk àti lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká 0734-123-4560. Heritage TV abalẹ̀tù ọmọdé la wó.
Hello, this is Abimbola Oni, and this is 1 Minute in God's Word. The title for the word today is the word of your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to be going to my Bible verse for today is John 11:11, and this is Jesus speaking basically, and it said, "These things is said, and after that he said to them, Our friend Lazarus sleeps, but I go that I might wake him up." Okay, and as we all know that the words that we speak carries life, because the book of Proverbs 18:21 says, "And death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." So, I mean, these two Bible verses merge together, fits into each other. At this point, Lazarus was dead. He was stone cold. He was already in the morgue. He had the stone rolled on him. He's been wrapped as a custom of the people of Israel. But Jesus said, "No, Lazarus is sleeping. We're just going to wake him up." And they thought, okay, he's come again. In fact, Thomas said, "Master, don't go to, I think it was wherever Lazarus was, to the town that he was meant to go to wake him up." He said, "Don't go, because if you go there, they will kill you." Jesus said, "Well, if you work in the day, then you won't stumble. If you work in the night, then you're likely to stumble." And Thomas said, "Oh, there we go again. Let's go with him that we might die." That we might die as well. The guy has no single faith at all. But anyway, he said that, okay, let's go with him. And on getting there, they were crying, wailing. Jesus said, "He's sleeping." The sisters looked at Jesus like, "Yeah, we know that you are the resurrection and the life. We know that you're able to wake him up in the later life, in heaven. But right now, he's dead." He said, "Don't you believe I am the resurrection and the life?" Jesus is the resurrection and the life. He gives life to whoever he pleases. And he understood the power of the word, of our words, that he refused to say that he's dead. In fact, they eventually forced him to say it's dead so that he can, come down to their understanding of spiritual things. He said, "Okay, I accept he's dead, but we're going to wake him up anyway." And guess what? He called him forth. "Lazarus, come forth." Guess what? Lazarus rose. And the book of, I'm going to read one more verse, Bible verse. It's in Romans 4:17. Romans 4:17. Romans 4:17. And it says, and it reads, "As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations, in the presence of him whom he believed, calls those things which are not exist as though they did," calling things that are not existing as though they were. At this time, Abraham was barren, like he gave up on having children. That was what led to him going to what's the wife, the mistress. And guess what? God was calling him father of nations while it was still barren, while it wasn't able to have children, God was saying to him, you are a father of nation. The same thing with Gideon. He said, rise up, you mighty man of valor. Meanwhile, he was hiding somewhere in the wine press, something like that. So what am I saying to you today? Your words carry power. You need to be able to speak positively to yourself, to your children, to your husband, to your wife, to your job, to your ministry. Don't say my ministry is dying, nobody's coming, I'm not doing well. Don't say that to yourself. Tell yourself that they are coming. They're on their way. They'll be here soon. Speak to the seats. They are sitting on you. Mrs. Buki is sitting there. Mrs. Shade is sitting there. Speak to your business. They are coming. I'm blessed and highly favored. The Bible says the righteous are blessed and with favor are compassed about us with a shield. That's in the book of again. Psalms 5:12. Believe in yourself. Speak positively to yourself, to your children especially, because these are your future. Jesus understood the power of his tongue, and he said, Lazarus is not dead. I am the resurrection and the life. The resurrection and the life lies in you, Jesus Christ. Today, speak to yourself. Speak to whatever mountain is before you. And speak to the mountain, not by might, not by power, but my spirit, says the Lord. You mountain, be moved and be cast into the sea. And you'll be amazed at what God will do. Remain blessed again, and God bless you. See you soon.
My daughter-in-law. So how are you planning for my son's birthday? No, I have to cook up for her. Do you people have ogirisi there? No. It's okay. Okay, let me call you back. Mama Chiji, okay. Hi, so wait a market. Please pack some ogirisi. I am going to visit my son. My daughter-in-law. It's arranged, but you must use original red oil to prepare the soup. What? I'll call you back. Mama Chijo, please include Isio Morocco. My daughter-in-law. Everything is now set. But don't forget that gold wristwatch I saw the last time I visited.
Now you can talk until you tire for just 11 kobo a second. Call all networks in Nigeria and 30 international destinations, including US, UK, China, Canada, and India for just 11 kobo per second. Dial *211# to activate.
That's it, boo-boo.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
PaySetters, in partnership with the National Lottery Community Fund, presents PaySetters Business Expo and Special Recognition Awards 2019 on Saturday, 18th May from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Jubilee Sports Bank, Kensington, L7 8SJ. It's going to be fashion, hair and beauty runway, business networking, product exhibition, live performances, discounted sales, training, awards, and loads of fun. Register now for this game-changing event at www.pbsexpo.com or call 07405 484 627 and 07847 093 953. PaySetters 2019, a free event sponsored by the National